kind of described or said to be irrationally rational in the past
All
few
right.
years.
One of the things that he did do, and he did do very successfully, is solidify the Islamic Revolution.
Hello,
as
in your groove.
almost
So
an
in your groove,
independent
it has been
institution.
confirmed now by Iranian state media that Ayatollah Khamenei is in fact dead.
Apart
So
from
decided to come
the
on.
country itself, so
Hello,
it
Sir
could
Bartholomew.
survive a strike.
It has been
like
confirmed,
this.
Lamira. Yeah.
Now, he will be remembered.
It has been confirmed that the
for
leader of
that.
Iran has been killed by the United States. Hello, R6. Hey, I can see you, R6. Hello, hello. So, guys, it has now been officially confirmed by Iranian state media. I wanted to, make
This is now
sure
going to be
that we actually knew
problematic
for certain.
moving forward, because it's going to get strikes on it by the Americans.
I wanted to make sure for
Americans want
certain
to
before I officially said it that Iranians that he was in fact dead, because I don't trust Israeli or American words on this matter, but Iranian state media has officially confirmed that the Ayatollah Khamenei is dead. And there is now a consideration of how to go about succession. There is a process in the Constitution for this. I suspect that they might not necessarily announce who the next leader is, because what'll happen, folks? Tell me in the chat. What'll happen as soon as they announce who the next leader is? Okay. Yeah, Stan Durko. So, they had already been exactly R6, 100%, and Cody. Yeah, they'll probably be killed also. So I suspect they may not directly announce it. I will say Trump has said, I guess, on his social media, that they already know who the leader is. So it could be that it's already known who the next leader is. Lamira. And they already chose a new line of leadership, R6. But again, they're probably not going to announce who that is, because that person will probably then be targeted next. Israel has done this before, by the way, with Hamas. Whenever Hamas, Lamira, they would kept killing the leader of Hamas, and then whenever a new leader arose, they just killed that person and that person and that person. All right, so let's see here what Al Jazeera has to say.
Say that perhaps major combat operations have now come to an end because of this, and he's going to use what we've heard from American time and time again, the Venezuela model. Do you think that this is the Venezuela model?
No, it isn't. It's a bit different. So,
well, I think it's some version of
I'm going to turn it down a bit, guys, so that you can hear me.
It certainly is going to have, as you said, a profound impact. It is going to reset.
Yeah, confirm murder. That's an excellent point, Mr. Kincaid. I should have framed it that way. I got on so quickly. Regardless, this is, body swap. So he is, in fact, dead.
That's true.
And killed by the United States and Israel in an illegal war of aggression, imperial aggression. And now, by the way, not only was Khamenei killed, a bunch of his relatives were killed. Hello, Plant Sunshine, welcome. His his daughter-in-law, his son-in-law were killed. His grandchildren were killed. These are all reports. Now, some of those reports got retracted in terms of his son-in-law and daughter-in-law, but apparently they've also announced his grandchildren were killed in these bombardments. Not only that, we also know that at least 80 children, girls at an all-girls school, were killed after either an Israeli or American missile or bomb hit struck a school. Lamira. So again, the horror never ends. And again, I don't suspect we'll be 85. There you go, Mr. Kincaid. I don't suspect we'll be hearing who the new leader of Iran is, because they'll immediately be open to being killed by Israel and the United States. All right. Okay.
That's right. And in Venezuela we had the removal, and here we have
Yeah,
the
this is a
death.
dumb
And
comparison.
certainly
Come
some
on, Al
of the
Jazeera.
leader
What are we
that's been
talking
there for
about here?
36 years.
Moving on.
People in Tehran or even Moscow to not divide us
Amy,
as a country.
let's talk
Yeah,
about
disgusting.
diplomacy, because that's an incredibly important point that you've just made. No one's trusting the US when it comes to diplomacy. There were talks
I wonder why.
going on. There were technical talks about to take place where they were going to get
Yeah,
down to
Lamira.
brass tacks on Monday in Vienna. Badr al-Basadi, the Omani mediator, said, "We are so close to a deal. I'm
Yeah,
confident
Melzor,
that we
Jesus.
are going to get
Okay,
it."
so he is in
And
fact
then
dead, folks. For
Khamenei
those that are just
is
joining us,
killed.
I
No
know I
one's
keep
trusting
repeating it.
Americans right now when it comes to
Yeah,
diplomacy.
I know. It's so stupid. Yeah, guys, you're right, R6.
again,
The
that's how I think
United
in the next
States
72
named
hours,
this
right?
operation.
Finding
It's
allies
named
that will
Operation
be supportive,
Epic
and there have
Fury
been a few that have come
because
out and
apparently we're
vocalized
LARPing
support.
at being the
But I
evil
think, again,
empire. I mean, we're not
it
LARPing.
comes
We
to
are the evil
defining
empire.
what we did,
But dear
and
God.
then being very,
Okay.
like,
So for those that are
surgical
just
about what
joining
we
us, it has
do
now been
and what we don't
verified by
do.
Iranian
the
state
options
media
are?
Right? It's
that the
What are
Ayatollah
the
is in
options?
fact
What's the
dead, was
surgical
killed
option?
by an Israeli bombardment.
Well,
Okay, me too, Jay
there-
Shadow.
I mean,
Was
this can
killed
be
by an
about-
Israeli bombardment.
This can be about degrading nuclear missile capabilities.
So
defeating
an
command and
American,
control, and
American
deterring
apparently.
future
I'm not
attacks.
quite sure if it was
We have
Israeli
had
missiles or
allies in the region. We know that
or
Iran,
American
Tehran
missiles.
has said
Doesn't
that
really
this is
matter.
going to
Kind of
be
the same
a
thing.
region- this is going to
Okay,
be,
not kind of the same thing at this point.
expanded into a
So he's
regional,
dead, and now they're going to have to go
conflict,
through a
and
transition
it-
process of
and it-
electing a
this
new leader.
behooves the US
By electing,
to
I mean they
protect our
have
forces in
a
the area,
a
protect our
body
allies in
of
the
what they
area,
call the
be
Council of
mindful and
Experts,
protective of
which
civilians
chooses
in
the
area. Our
next
fight is not
leader.
with the Iranians.
They
Our
already
fight
had
with the
plans in
Iranian people. Our
advance
fight is
for a
with this regime.
transition, knowing
And
that
doing all of
the
that
Ayatollah
while
might be
also
killed.
finding off ramps
So they
and
probably
managing
already
that
have
very, very
someone
difficult,
that's
as you just said, and I agree,
making decisions,
diplomacy.
doing
So a lot of
decisions.
balls in the air.
Qatar,
Okay,
Saudi
that's,
Arabia,
in
Turkey
place
have
now,
all
but
come out and
they're not going to
condemned,
tell us who that
the
is.
US's action. They
Because we
have
all know
said,
what will happen to
that
that person.
diplomacy was
Israel,
the way
especially,
forward.
will probably
It's
kill
not
them,
just internal political
or the
pressure
United
within
States will
the
kill them
US. It's
immediately.
not just that MAGA, his base, criticizing him. You've got regional allies, key diplomatic allies, that are now wondering where they stand. This is
Yeah, Mayflower
a
kid.
trifecta here. I mean, can he come back from this?
Yeah, I mean, I believe he can, and I think that success is the best antidote to all of the issues that they have, and being very disciplined. You know what I'd say is deterrence prevents wars, and recklessness causes them, and the difference is discipline. And now we need to see from the Trump administration a very disciplined approach on all these levels.
Yeah, as if we're going to see that. Hilarious. This is such a stupid conversation. They were actually doing pretty good until now they have this, whoever this lady is on. I don't know what she's talking about.
Negotiations are either serious.
Yeah, no, he'll be fine, Mayflower
People
kid.
are
Bibi
going. One person
Netanyahu
on
is
air,
like a cockroach. You
said
can't,
that
like, he
an
doesn't,
Iranian said,
it's
"We
impossible
don't
to
even
eliminate a
believe that they
cockroach.
were
I swear to
serious
God.
negotiations. We believe they were just stalling for time to attack us." How do you get back from that?
Well, again, I think you have to work. There's the things that people say publicly, and there's the things that nations say privately to themselves, and you have to have both of those channels open.
So, guys,
it is going to be difficult. given
just a little
Iran's
note here.
statement right
Iran has only had 2 supreme leaders since its founding, since the Islamic regime's founding, the Islamic Republic's founding. Khomeini was the first one, Ayatollah Khamenei, and now we have Khamenei. They're pronounced differently. Forgive me, I don't speak Farsi. So this is only their second leader. Now he is dead. So now we're going to have to see them elect. They're going to have to elect a new supreme leader. If in fact there is, I am concerned that the Iranian guard, the what are they called? The Iranian guard. What is it called? Revolutionary Guard, the Iranian Revolutionary Guard, which is sort of the elite forces of the, the IRGC. They're in a position to do a coup if they want to, because they have a lot of power. So with all the chaos going on, it's, I don't know if there will be a smooth transition in Iran. We might end up just seeing a Syria-type situation, excuse me, where you see all these factions trying to gain control. We also have Trump promoting a revolution in Iran, demanding the people, and Netanyahu demanding the people go into the streets. Okay, demanding people get into the streets to overthrow their government. We all know that that can go really badly too. That could just result in a lot of death, and it might result just in the installation of a puppet government. Yay, power vacuums always work out so well. Okay, so what crazy amount of bombs dropped could fund universal healthcare for? Yep. All right. All right. So we're going to go on here.
We'll get into the internal politics in a minute, but very strong words there coming from the international community. Donald Trump's, the administration has got to be taking those seriously.
No, they're not. What words? What strong
yes,
words?
Perhaps they are up to a point, but President Trump is absolutely
Mr. Kincaid, you said it. I didn't. I know what you're saying, though.
Action being carried out in cooperation with Israel is for the good of the United States. He insists
you're right, though,
that
Meowser. You're absolutely right. And they are conspiring to steal the Meowser. They are conspiring to steal the elections, guys. Like, the Trump administration is doing a great job at distraction, right? We have to be talking about this now as opposed to talking about the Epstein files or the fact that they're secretly passing around a memo trying to do a national emergency so they control the elections. All right. Okay. Good job, Weirdomorphous Blob, going to a protest, etc. Yeah, the strong words, don't do that again, even though they barely even said that. The UK is supporting the strikes. Canada is supporting the strikes. France is kind of Ursula von der Leyen is also being like, yay, we don't like Iran. So like very few, I don't know what, I mean, China had a stronger message. Later they did, not initially. Okay, so what doesn't matter though? They're just words. What is the international community actually going to do? Probably nothing at all that I have seen.
The wider world, which has faced actions from Iran. So basically, Donald Trump will remain, I believe, unapologetic about this, despite the international criticism that he's getting.
Yeah, what? The slight little slap
Mike,
on the wrist?
I want to talk to you about the...
Bad Trump. Bad boy. How dare you do that? Bad boy. Okay. Yeah. No, I know, Sir Bartholomew. You know I'm not blaming Canada, but come on. Mark Carney has been weak as hell. He's just like, we don't like Iran. Okay, come on. Push back. Don't let the empire do what it wants. And I know it's it's the American government's fault. I'm just saying, I wish other countries would be standing up to our authoritarian regime. All right.
Internal politics here as well. Now,
oh, forgive me, Sir Bartholomew. Yeah, I'm sorry. Okay.
It splits into two, doesn't it? You've got the Congress, who have been critical on both sides of the aisle, but, the Republicans...
I like your comments, Mr. Kincaid.
Donald Trump. And then you've got his base, the MAGA base, who has come out and absolutely criticized him for saying this is not what we signed up for. So he's got this internal
Sir
pressure
Bartholomew,
as well.
forgive me.
But if he gets a success out of
this,
I
know that, Sir Bartholomew. Canada is perfect.
Well, that's an excellent question. There is certainly some in MAGA who are deeply opposed to this operation. They believe that it is not
okay,
in
let's go. I'm
going
to find a different live stream here.
President Trump said
if you guys, for a lot of you folks were in here earlier, but I already streamed today for 6 hours. So
he said it during the
Iranian media have reported
more
explosions in the capital.
Gosh, look,
Iran
more explosions in the capital
and drone strikes on Israel and U.S. military bases in the region.
Of course, Nomira, absolutely.
In a moment, we'll be getting the latest from Tehran on the announcement of the Supreme Leader's death. But first, Victoria Gatenby takes a look back at the life of Ayatollah Ali Khamenei.
Let's watch this real fast, actually.
Born into a clerical family.
I kind of want to hear about his history. I'm a historian. Let's hear about the history of him really fast.
Ali Khamenei studied at the religious seminary in Qom under the most prominent Shia scholars of the day, including Ruhollah Khomeini, who would later be the leader of the Iranian Revolution. Influenced by Khomeini's revolutionary ideas, Khamenei actively participated in anti-monarchy protests starting from
against the Shah.
1963.
By the way, the Shah that we installed in power because we didn't like who they democratically elected. Remember, Iran was a very liberal state, okay, and it had a democracy, and they elected someone named Mossadegh, who decided that the Iranian people should control their own natural resources, And so he tried to kick out British oil companies and American oil companies. We didn't like that so much, so we overthrew him and established a dictator named the Shah, who brutalized his own people and tortured them using a intelligence agency or a secret police agency called SAVAK, SAVAK, which the Iranian people didn't like that too much. So over time, they resisted and launched a revolution called the Islamic Revolution, which installed the Islamic Republic, which is the government they have today. So if you wonder why Iran isn't a fan of the United States, maybe it's because we overthrew their democratically elected government and installed a dictator. And maybe there's reasons why we don't get along with them that have to do with our actions and not theirs. So anyway, moving on.
He became a leading figure in establishing a new Iran after the monarchy was deposed in 1979. When the Iran-Iraq War broke out in 1980, the young Islamic Republic was struggling to establish itself.
By the way, during that war, the Iran-Iraq War, guess who we sided with? Well, we gave both sides weapons, but we were mainly siding with Saddam Hussein. Yes, we helped Saddam Hussein, the guy that we later overthrew. We supplied weapons and money to him to help him fight Iran. By the way, while he was gassing his own people in northern Iraq, and that cost the lives of untold thousands of Iranians. So there was that too. But yes, R6, we also helped Iran, okay? We were helping everyone, it appears, okay? But regardless, we've been interfering in that country for ages. Hello, SoCal.
Domestically and internationally. In 1981, Khamenei, a fiery orator in support of Khamenei, won the presidency. Throughout the 8-year war with Iraq, he frequently visited the front lines, earning the loyalty of the Revolutionary Guards. Iran was internationally isolated and economically devastated when Ayatollah Khamenei died in 1989. Hashemi Rafsanjani, one of the Islamic Republic's founding fathers, urged the Assembly of Experts to appoint Khamenei as the new supreme leader.
I told Mr. Hashemi Rafsanjani that I would not accept this. I believe I do not deserve this position. Perhaps you and I know this. This would be symbolic leadership, not real leadership.
But his leadership has been anything but symbolic. In the early 1990s, Khamenei focused on reviving Iran's economy. Iran began to reclaim a broader regional role after American military intervention in Iraq in 1991 that significantly weakened Iran's archenemy, Iraq's President Saddam Hussein.
Well, SoCal, you do know that he's dead, right? Khamenei is now dead. We now know he's dead. I'm not sure what... I see what... Oh, my God, I'm an idiot. Okay, I get what you're saying, SoCal. I'm sorry. It took me a moment.
In 2003, the United States invaded Iraq again and deposed Saddam Hussein, giving Iran the opportunity to establish allied groups in Iraq. When the Arab Spring erupted in 2010, Iran supported Syrian President Bashar al-Assad's military suppression of the opposition, and its influence expanded in Syria, Iraq, Lebanon and Yemen, which Iran refers to as the axis of resistance. At home, Khamenei favoured conservative presidents throughout his tenure, but he frequently found himself at odds with presidents in a power struggle. Khamenei's leadership faced its strongest challenge.
Thank you, Lamira, for that contribution. Really, thank you.
When many took to the streets for months, claiming the election was rigged. The country faced socio-political tension and economic devastation as Western sanctions devastated its economy.
Can we be clear about that too? Western sanctions have devastated their economy.
In 2015, Khamenei authorized then-President Hassan Rouhani to sign a nuclear deal with world powers,
which
most notably
Trump
the
then
United
overturned.
States, under which Iran agreed to reduce its uranium enrichment in exchange for the lifting of Western sanctions. But the US withdrew from the agreement in 2018 under President Trump. Khamenei then directed officials to accelerate Iran's missile and nuclear programs.
Which I don't blame them.
In 2020, the United States assassinated Qasem Soleimani, a staunch Khamenei
Guys,
supporter.
they're also not talking a lot about, Denizen, they're not talking a lot about how we and us and Israel have assassinated at least a dozen of their scientists, if not more, and done tons of terrorist acts inside their country and against their forces all over the place. So there are lots being left out here.
And commander of Iran's Quds forces, further deteriorating Iran's relations with the West. Amidst the economic crisis, discontent continued in Iran. In 2022, nationwide protests against Mahsa Amini's death in police custody after she was accused of violating the mandatory hijab laws were one of Khamenei's biggest challenges. After the Hamas-led attack on October the 7th, 2023, Israel targeted Iranian officials, including its embassy in Damascus, in April 2024.
Yep, no one ever talks about that
Iran
crap.
responded by launching hundreds of drones.
Notice that in this case, who was the aggressor? Israel. They attacked an Iranian embassy with missiles and killed a bunch of high-level Iranians. And so Iran responded by launching missiles at Israel. And everyone, most of the media at the time, was screaming that this was an Iranian aggression against Israel. Don't you love how they always pick out a particular thing to point to? They ignore history. They ignore anything that happened. So just like what Israel did with October 7th, everything started on October 7th, apparently. There wasn't a history before that, right? So Hamas is clearly clearly the aggressor and clearly the really big bad guy. Okay. Yes, I am a political analyst in your groove. I'm sorry, not you in your groove. Samir. Yes, I'm partially a political analyst, I guess you could say. All right. I do a lot of political analysis. All right.
Drones into Israeli territory.
Yeah, Israel is always the victim, isn't it? The United States is always the victim.
In the following months, Israel assassinated Hamas's political bureau chief, Ismail Haniyeh, in Tehran and killed Hassan Nasrallah, the Secretary General of Hezbollah and Iran's most important ally in the region. Iran retaliated
public domain,
by firing
100%.
nearly 200 ballistic missiles at Israel. A ceasefire was implemented after 12 days. Khamenei called for regional cooperation to stop Israel.
The policies adopted by our enemy are to sow the seeds of division and sedition, to drive a wedge among all the Muslims. They are the enemies of the Palestinians.
Oh, come on, Nightfall. You know we don't learn about anything, right? We never learn anything. We didn't learn from Vietnam. We didn't learn from Iraq. We didn't learn... Okay, we never learn anything, Nightfall, right? I mean, it's, it's kind of comedic at this point. I feel like I should have the jester hat on. Anyway.
Lebanese, Egyptians, Yemenis, Syrians, and Iraqis.
Tensions flared up again after protests broke out in Iran in December 2025. First against the plummeting currency, then anti-government protests.
Why was the currency plummeting in Iran? Someone tell me why the most recent protests in Iran. What sparked those protests? It was economic problems. Why are they having economic problems in Iran? Someone tell me in the chat. Why was Iran having economic problems? It's not a poor country. It has tons of natural resources. No, Nightfall. Western sanctions, correct. The United States and Western sanctions. We are the reason why they were struggling economically, and the reason why the people were upset with the regime. I just want to be clear about that, right? So, okay, we were the ones making them suffer so much that they started going against their government. I want to point that out. Just a little side note there. If we think that any of this, okay, you know what? Moving on.
Across the country. President Trump said he would attack Iran if it executed hundreds of protesters. Washington began a rapid and large-scale military build-up in the region, and Ayatollah Khamenei warned that any military conflict would not be contained within Iran's borders.
To anyone who seeks to attack, the Iranian nation will deliver a strong blow. Americans should also know that if they start a war this time,
public domain.
It will be a regional war.
Weeks of diplomatic effort to de-escalate followed, with Oman mediating 3 rounds of indirect talks between the US and Iran. Iran had proposed a deal authorized by Khamenei, but on the eve of further talks, Israel and the US attacked Iran.
Yep. Hey,
With
I'm
the
glad
assassination of
I'm glad they approached that one slightly correctly. I will say this. Did the United States ever even have an intention of having peace? Because I don't even really want to call it peace talks. I'd call it like peace theater. Because the United States put a proposal in there that was a poison pill. They demanded that Iran give up all of its missiles, all of its short and medium range ballistic missiles, which are the only defense Iran has against Israeli and American attacks, which have occurred multiple times. So they even agreed, guys, they had just agreed that they would stop enriching uranium. They wouldn't do it, but they still were attacked because they didn't want to give up the only defenses they had. The United States and Israel would not have been happy unless they said, we are going to completely neuter ourselves and make ourselves lie down like a slug for Israel or the United States to bomb the hell out of whenever. That's the only way we would have accepted them. We would have had a peace deal, which they're not going to agree to.
Ayatollah Khamenei, Iran now stands at a historic crossroads, facing a future without the man who had guided the nation through turbulent times for decades.
Yeah, mummified butterfly.
Now we have a team of correspondents in Tehran.
Why is he so
Washington,
happy?
DC, Ramallah in the occupied West Bank and here in Doha. But first, let's speak to Tawhid Asadi, who joins us live from Tehran. You just heard the legacy of the supreme leader being recapped there. But in the short term, there's going to be a mourning period. But inadvertently, Donald Trump and Israel may well have made Ali, the Ayatollah, a much more powerful symbol than he was.
Yeah, they're already saying he's a martyr and such.
Ever before.
Symbolically, yes, specifically seeing this very latest development, and we have to keep in mind that compared to the previous supreme leader of the country, Ayatollah Khamenei,
I'm going to see what else there is.
He is now the first martyred in Iranian literature, supreme leader of the country. But all in all, we have to keep in mind the historical context in that regard, speaking of the influence of...
Okay. Let's see who else is talking about this, folks. Hello, welcome, folks. For those that are new to the stream, okay, that might be true. Public domain. That might be true. Actually, Trump is just jealous because he wants the title of supreme leader. Anyway, okay, let's see what the BBC is saying here. A different approach here. Yeah, with Trump, when Israel barks and howls, Trump comes running. You know at nightfall. You know at nightfall. You're 100% correct. This, by the way, guys, Israel wants to establish, you're not Mayflower Kid, okay. Israel wants to establish Greater Israel. Two countries stand in the way of that. That's Turkey and Iran. So Israel wants wanted the United States to take out Iran for the sake of Israeli expansion in the Middle East so they could dominate it. And it appears that we're doing just that. Okay, so that's good. Love that. Love that. Again, at the beck and call of a foreign country like Israel, which is a genocidal state. Anyway. So that's good. Love that. By the way, Israel, we send tons of money to Israel, tons and tons of money. Even though they have universal health care and a budget surplus, we like to send them our tax dollars so that they can kill innocent people and try to form a Nazi empire, essentially, in the Middle East. Yes, I said it. I said it. Israel is a Nazi state in how it behaves, how it murders people, how it has a Lebensraum sense of wanting to dominate the Middle East. Lebensraum being the term Hitler used to describe the conquests he wanted to do so that he could settle Germans all across Eastern Europe, which is exactly what Israel wants to do. It wants to conquer land that it says is inherently belongs to it, so it can settle more Jewish settlers there and kill the people that live there. Anyway, so that's good. Meowzord, hey, at least the Nazis didn't know any better. Right, Meowzord? Jesus, not true. Okay, anyway. So, all right. So there you go. Just being honest with you about that. Oops, I'm gonna knock down my whole goddamn computer there for a second. Okay, let's see here. What else? Okay, for the killing of a tyrant who killed his own people. Livrons, I don't want to get into this debate, Livrons. I don't want to get into this debate. So, there are lots of tyrants in the world, Livrons, and one of them is the leader of Saudi Arabia. Why hasn't Israel and the United States taken out the leader of Saudi Arabia? It's not like it's because they are allied with us and they're okay with the empire part of it, right? This has nothing to do with taking out a murderous leader. It has to do with imperialism. Okay, this has to do the imperialism. Why haven't we taken out the leader of Russia? Why haven't we taken... So this has nothing to do with there being a murderous leader. Hell, America has a murderous leader. At this point, America has a goddamn murderous leader. Netanyahu is a murderous leader. He's killing thousands of children and women in the Gaza Strip. So perhaps Netanyahu should be taken out of power. Okay? All right. Just a side note there. Good God. All right. Okay. Let's see here. I'm just trying to see, guys, who else is live. And yeah, guys, what happened when we took out Saddam Hussein? Okay. What happened when we took out Saddam Hussein? How did that go? Right? Taking out a leader doesn't mean that anything good will come after it. What about after we took out, we helped take out Assad in Syria? Like, there... Or Gaddafi. Do you remember what happened when we took out Gaddafi in Libya? By the way, that was another request from Israel. Israel was requesting that. Okay. The reason we took out after we took out Gaddafi, the country has now broken into factions engaging in civil war and literally doing and they've reinstituted slavery. Some of these factions. I'm sorry. I don't. All right. Okay, Iraq is full of sunshine and rainbow, CR. What do you mean? Exactly, right? Jesus. Okay.
Who are in line to succeed him.
Let's see what ABC is saying. This is a broadcast corporation. We're not going to fully trust them, but they're better than a lot of people.
The Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps would succeed him.
Really, Levrons. Okay, chat, I need your help here because I'm going to get very upset. I've had a long day. Would someone explain to Levrons why Levrons says that Israel does not have a murderous leader? Would someone please explain how that is incorrect? I have no patience for this right now. Okay, I'm going to focus on what is being said on the screen or I'm going to lose my mind. Okay, so please, someone else can deal with that.
Sort of military coup, which would perhaps be worse. And so I'm skeptical of the benefits of war with Iran. And then I look at the costs, and with any war,
thank you, Jester. Thank you.
Risk of loss of life to the 40,000
yeah, there you
US
go. Climate change may not save humanity,
region.
but Earth. That's
true. You have a risk of closure or impediments to oil passing through the Strait of Hormuz, which carries about 20% of world's oil. And it's not obvious what the off-ramp is if the regime does not topple. So to me, it seems like a dangerous venture that was not worth it.
Yeah, there's a lot of big questions ahead.
No, Levrons, here's the problem, Levrons. You think that Palestinians are not human because you're disgusting, Levrons. You think that the death of Palestinian children isn't the same as the killing of Israelis. You think they are less human, and therefore Netanyahu can't be a murderer because he's not killing people. I don't care if he doesn't kill Israelis, which, by the way, he definitely is responsible for the death of Israelis. If you look at what he did on October 7th and such, and his actions toward the rest of the world, he's definitely responsible for the death of the Israelis, but I'm not even going to get to that. You don't think that Palestinians are human, all right? And you know what that sounds a lot like to me? You're supporting the existence of a giant concentration camp with people you view as less than human living in it, okay? You sound like a Nazi to me. Not a big fan of that, Levrons. Not a big fan. I got to tell you.
You also wrote in your op-ed, some wars are necessary by contrast. This is a war of choice. Are you concerned about the impacts on Americans here in the U.S. and essentially around the world, too?
So one of the open questions is whether Iran will turn to terrorism to make America pay a price. I think that the White House feels that, in the past it has attacked Iran or attacked Iranian interests, and Iran has not particularly responded strongly. That was the case when President Trump killed Qasem Soleimani
Meowsard, I like that approach.
Back in 2020.
Meowsard says, LeBron's donate money or get banned. I totally agree.
And it was also the case last year when the U.S. bombed Iran. But this time, Iran seems to feel that
of course, TJ,
it needs to reestablish deterrence and really make the U.S. and Gulf countries pay a price to
correct Fetty,
so
and
that
DeBrightlow.
They will be less likely to engage in this kind of war. And so, to that end, Iran does have assets around the world, including in the U.S., that it could encourage to turn to terrorist targets. Will that happen? We don't know, but it's something
Thank
that
you,
I think the
Mummified
intelligence
Butterfly.
community is concerned about.
Thank you, Sasha. Thank you very much for that
US
donation.
Central Command posted launching the strike, saying that they delivered swift, decisive action. You've reported from Iran over the years. What are the groups that could compete with the regime for power?
So, I think that now, especially that Ayatollah Khamenei is dead, that one thing everybody's watching is the security forces and whether they decide that actually they want to control the country. And in particular, the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, the IRGC, is, they have the guns. They would be
TJ, that's a good approach, actually.
To try to do that. They are
okay. I'm calm, folks. I'm calm. I am calm. Guys, it's okay. It's okay. I'm calm. Daddy's not angry anymore. Daddy's not angry anymore. I'm sorry.
It's also possible that the country could split up. It's made of many different ethnicities, and there is some real fracturing. So that is something that I think, especially countries in the region, are concerned about. Now, it's also possible that there will be a democratic revolution, and we'll see something happen in Iran like what we saw in Syria.
Okay, so you know what, LeBron's. You know what? Fine. Okay, wait, guys, wait. LeBron's. Okay, LeBron's. I gotta tell you, I agree with you. Okay, LeBron says that tyranny is defined by the rules of absolute governance and authority. Okay, and the regimes that suppress their own people are tyrants by definition. He is a murderer, but not a tyrant. First of all, do the Palestinians have a state? The answer is no. Who rules over them? The answer is the Israeli government, okay? The Israeli government has effective control over Gaza. Who's the head of the Israeli government? By the way, Israel has dictatorial, authoritarian control over Gaza. Who is the head of the Israeli government? Oh, I forgot. It's Netanyahu. Therefore, Netanyahu is a tyrant. Okay? Please, yes. And if you think so much for tolerance and peace, isn't it? Says LeBron's. Right. Yeah, says the one who excuses the murder of children. Okay? Love that. Love that.
And people rise up and take over as President Trump would like. That is also possible. One of the challenges there is that there are a lot of incredibly brave Democratic activists. I mean, some of these women lawyers are just heroic, but they're not unified. They haven't been able to be unified, and they don't have the guns. So I think that is something of a long shot.
Yeah, really interesting perspective, Nicholas. We so appreciate your time. Thank you for joining
Dolly
us.
Boy.
And we'll
Glad to be with you.
Thank you. And we'll be right back with more coverage on ABC in just a moment. Stay with us.
Can't get enough 2020 true crime? This podcast is for you.
Join me for 2020 The After Show, wherever you get your podcasts.
Get exclusive audio.
Okay.
You won't.
LeBron's, you have a very simplistic view of the world. Okay, very simplistic indeed. You think that the they don't, because they don't. Okay, they are an occupied people. Legally speaking, LeBron's, they do not have a government. They are controlled by Israel. That is a fact. They are controlled by Israel. They are controlled by Israel. They are controlled by Israel. All right. They have a de facto regime, but that does not mean that they have power over their own. They don't have a state. They don't have a state, LeBron's. I don't know what to tell you.
Here anyplace else. New episodes drop every Monday.
ABC's Nightline. For 45 years, the most powerful stories of our time.
This is Nightline.
Wherever the story is, Nightline.
Hello, Darius Allen. Welcome.
ABC's Nightline.
It's fun that your name is Darius, given what we're talking about.
On ABC.
Whenever, where.
know that the Iranian leader has in fact been killed. So we're going to continue to bring you all of those updates as they are coming in. Of course, we are tracking the latest news here at ABC. For now, I'm Rachel Scott. Thanks so much for streaming with us.
Guys. You don't understand. I mean, Lavrans doesn't understand. I'm going to be clear here. We do know that the Palestinians want a state because they don't have one, right? They don't have their own government, okay? They don't have their own government because Israel won't let them have their own government. It is a trick question that Lavrans is asking when they ask that question.
We'll continue to follow this breaking story. You can find us anywhere you stream live news. We're on the ABC News app and on abcnews.com as well.
Okay. So again, guys, those that are joining now, it has been confirmed that the leader of Iran is dead. Killed by Israeli and American strikes. Okay, killed by Israeli and American strikes. Okay. Yeah, incoming October. Meowsword. I'm waiting for it. On a side note, guys, okay, on a side note, Mayflower Kid, I know you're a merciful soul. I know you're a kind and merciful soul. But I was a teacher for years. I can tell when someone can't be converted, okay? Or that they're here just to whine and complain and to spread lies. Furthermore, Lavrans, if anyone can see it, Lavrans's, I guess you could say, the image that this person has for their account is the papal flag. They're probably some sort of crazy lunatic right-wing Catholic. I say that as a former Catholic. We're not going to be able to convince them, and they probably hate Muslims. I'm just going to be honest with you. I'm not going to get into it. I'm not going to. Okay. Yeah, I know. I'm okay with it. That's why it hasn't been banned yet. Okay, it's good for engagement, I guess. Anyway, moving on. Yeah. We don't know this. I don't know that for sure about Lavrans, but I'm just saying. All right. Sorry. Oh my God, this world. So guys, SoCal asks again, I ask, is it a UN violation for the US by way of Trump to have done this? Since, yeah, it's against international law. It's against international. Yeah, no, guys, remember, I went to Catholic schools and said, well, first of all, let me finish answering SoCal. My ADHD is getting the better at me. All right. Again, I ask, isn't it a UN violation for the U.S. by way of Trump to have done this since Iran is yeah, but SoCal, international law doesn't matter. International law doesn't matter, right? Like, no one cares. No one cares. That's the issue. Is the United States, like the UN is worthless essentially at this point, except when it comes to some international aid organizations. Yeah, it's against international law, but America has never cared about international law. So yeah, unfortunately, I would love it if it mattered. Paul Squall says, I'm a Catholic, but my PFP is a giant alligator. Yes. And Paul Squall, I was a Catholic, right? I mean, my family is Catholic. I went to Catholic school. I'm not a Catholic anymore, obviously. If you guys didn't know, I'm an atheist. But you almost never see we almost never see a Catholic that has the papal flag unless they're far right-wing lunatics, all right? Okay. So rude. We all care. That's why we're here. No, I know Mayflower Kid. I'm speaking kind of out of anger right now. I know all of you care. All right. And I love all of you. All right. What do you mean? What'd you say, Doug? What'd you say, Doug? You said something, Doug. Yep. Unfortunately, as it is now, human mights make human rights. I say what like it's a bad thing. There you go, Denizen. Ladies, gentlemen, and NBs, I present to you the No New Wars president, right? All right. You say that like it's a bad. What do I say like it's a bad thing? Forgive me. I just need to take a breath, folks. Okay. Do I get to be a bot? Do you want to be a bot? Do you want to be a bot, Doug? Wouldn't that be lovely? Guys, you have to understand. You all know this. You've been with me in a while. Occasionally, I need to take it out. I need to argue with someone in chat because I need to take out my rage on some random troll that comes in here. I try my best. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Okay. Catholic being right-wing lunatic. You say that like it's a bad thing to be a right-wing lunatic? Yeah, it's a bad thing to be a right-wing lunatic. Okay. Okay, now we got I live the conservatives' ideal lifestyle. Doug, you should try other things. Anyway. Okay, guys. Can we just be All right. We all need a little catharsis. Agreed, guys. Don't we all? Um Okay, I'm sorry for not providing my random troll services in time and causing a collateral damage. Loiso, I forgive you. You need to, I have seen streamer do indiscriminate violence on chatters with the scepter. You know it. You know it, Paul Squall. Paul Squall, bunk. You get bunked, Paul Squall, for dare defying my authority. Loiso, where were you? You're the debate master. You should have been in here to go after. Okay, whatever. Moving on. What's your point, Levrons? Okay. I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to put my face up here. I'm going to put my face up. Let's chat a little bit. Yeah, well, then you were failing in your duty, Loiso. You weren't in the chat helping, okay? You abandoned me, Loiso. All right, okay. Okay, guys. So, obviously, guys, I already streamed today for like, what, 6.5 hours. You're a conservative wet dream. That's true, Doug. Oh my God, Doug. All right. I feel like that's not true, Doug. As in, I don't think you make your girlfriend stay anyway, stay at home. All right, you guys. Hello, Sasha. So, a lot has happened today, right? A war has broken out. Not broken out. It is a war of aggression started by the United States and Israel against a sovereign nation, illegally against international law, against all that is moral and right in the world, because we are the evil empire. We are the baddies, folks. We are the baddies. The United States are the baddies. I hope we all know that by now, right? I'm starting to think we're the baddies a bit. We might be a bit of the baddies, don't you think? We are not the Republic. I know. You know, Mayflower Kid, I agree. Mayflower Kid, you get a massive shout out. You get a boop. Boop. Even though I know it's not consensual, I'm doing it anyway, Mayflower Kid. You get a non-consensual boot, Mayflower Kid, because you've been very assistive all day. Yes, thank you very much, Mayflower Kid, for all the assistance that you've done, all right? By the way, Mayflower Kid, my father really liked the maple syrup. Anyway, so we have... it's been a very long day of watching the American empire and their Israeli little puppet state, their fascist little puppet state, conduct war crimes, kill over 80 children in a girls' school in Iran. And amongst other things, probably so far there's been about 200 confirmed casualties from our bombardments. All right, 200 confirmed casualties from our bombing, etc. Okay. So, all right. And we're the baddies. Let's be clear about that. And for the Americans out there, we really ought to resist this and get into the streets. Some Americans are out protesting right now. I would hope that, more will get out there. We'll see how that goes. Yeah, there you go, Paul Skull. We're liberating the people from Iran from this mortal coil. And if we think this will help anything, what do you think radicalizes people? What do we think radicalizes people? What radicalizes people is having their homes bombed and their children killed, and not being able to feel safe in their own country, while a foreign power bombards them and then then calls them aggressors when they defend themselves. That is exactly what's happening right now in the Middle East. All right. I know, Mayflower Kid. I know, Mayflower Kid. I get it though. There's a lot happening. Thank you, Mayflower Kid. That's my goal, somewhat. Okay, to inspire people to action at least. Okay, so I'm very tired of all this. I'm very tired of it. I'm very tired of it. I'm very tired of it. Okay, guys. What do we have any questions or anything about anything that happened today? Let's talk a little bit. Yeah, you're right, Doug. Direct impact really radicalizes people. Okay. Levron says they have their own government that abide by their own goals. I'm not quite sure what you mean, Levrons. Would you clarify? Seriously, I'm not trying to be mean to you. I'm literally asking for clarity, because you seem to be. You're not actually like arguing anymore. You're just saying some things. I just want to make sure I understand what you're saying. Okay. What do you mean by that? They have their own government that abide. Who has their own government that abide by their own goals? You can yell at me, Sam, if you need to. Yell at someone, and there's no feral conservatives or Zios and Jan. Oh, body swap. You get a boot, body swap. Boop. I would never yell at you, body swap, at least not publicly. Maybe privately I'll yell at you a bit. All right. Hello, Tiago. How are you doing? Okay. Public domain. On the freeway overpass with a banner, me and my pitchnik buds. Love that, public domain. Guys, any questions about anything that's happened today? Anything you want to talk about? Let's kind of have an open discussion now. Any questions, things you want to talk about? Mayflower Kid. So is Khamenei a bad guy, though? It does not seem like he. It does seem like he might not have been great. I'm not supporting. Yeah, Mayflower Kid. It's a fair question. I want to be clear. I can say it now. He's dead. Okay, and guys, let me put it this way. Okay, obviously, no, I didn't like Khamenei as a person. I'm going to be honest with you. You'll notice I haven't said this whole time. It's not the time to criticize Iran's government, but no, they were not great. Not a situation I would want to live under. A lot of the complaints of the Iranian people were legitimate against their government. Okay, yes, I know. But that in no way justifies any sort of action against that government. And I have no, it wasn't a perfect government. Neither is the American government. I could criticize any government on earth, right? And by the way, Mayflower Cat, I know you're legitimately asking. No, he wasn't a great guy, okay? Honestly, Maduro wasn't a great guy, right? Saddam Hussein wasn't a good guy. Donald Trump isn't a good guy, right? Donald Trump is a horrible guy. Netanyahu is a horrible guy. So, like, if we were to say we should just exactly, Mayflower Kid, if we were just to say that we should overthrow unilaterally any bad guy in the world, there'd be very few people left, okay, including our own government would have been overthrown many years ago. Okay, and I know you know that, Mayflower Kid. But yes, okay. Recently, anyway, okay. So, Cal, the thing is, we said over and over, violence is not the answer to political disagreement. When Kirk got kirked, the same applies to Khamenei. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay. There's also, if there's ads, I can't hear anything. Yeah, I'm sorry. So, Nightfall, I apologize for that. If you subscribe using Amazon Prime, which you can do for free, you won't see the ads. I don't even get like I literally don't get any money from the ads on Twitch because I don't have enough people in here for that. So I'm sorry you still get ads. My apologies. I know it's annoying. Okay. Okay, so there you go. Dolly Boy says, it's okay. I'm Sam's angry punching bag when he needs it. Shut up, Dolly Boy. Bonk. I'm gonna bonk you twice, Dolly Boy. No, Mayflower Kid. I suspect that China will not get involved. China will not get involved. China has no interest in getting involved in this unless they do, and I don't think they'll even do this. The most I could see them doing is supplying Iran with weapons and stuff to defend themselves, but I don't think they're going to do that. They have previously, but they're probably stopping at this point. Yeah, they're too smart to get involved in this. They're not going to get involved in it. And they've already had a weak-ass response to begin with. They're not going to do anything. Russia's not going to get involved. Russia has a war they're fighting. Iran is left out in the open. It would also likely go to nuclear war if either of those countries got directly involved. So they're not going to do it. It's just, okay. Yeah. Ninjester, we've been overthrowing everyone for a long time. It's America. Exactly, public domain. We don't have a democracy in the United States. We don't. It's an oligarchy. Tis an oligarchy. Okay, tis an oligarchy. Our government is not a democracy. It does not represent the will of its people. Levrons. It's a democracy. I mean, it's not a democracy. It's an oligarchy. The people do not have representation. We are run by corporate interest in the wealthy. That was shown in a Princeton study and multiple other studies. Our elections, are we ever forced to choose between two parties that have very similar points of view and oftentimes don't even match up with the will of the American people? All right. Then tell me in chat, what percentage of Americans support going to war with Iran? I know the exact number. What percentage of Americans support going to war with Iran? Tell me. In the chat. Anyone know? What percentage of Americans support going to war with Iran? Lower, SoCal. 27%, correct. 27%. Probably less than that. Okay, 27%. That's still pretty high, but that is far below half. Okay, far below half. And actually, I think it might actually be 21%. I can't remember the exact number. I think it's 21%. It's in the 20s. So do we have a democracy? We're going to war right now. And there are multiple, and by the way, that's the high estimate. That's the highest public opinion poll I saw. There's other ones that are in the teens. Okay. Yeah, but guys, that is the lowest, that is the highest estimate I've seen. There were tons of other polls that were in the teens or lower. Okay. So that is still high, but that, like, my point is we don't have a democracy. No one cares. I mean, the American people don't want this shit, but we get it anyway because we don't have a democracy. Yep, he does, Nightfall, but Congress has given so much power to the president over the years and let them do so much shit that the president can do basically anything. And guys, if you think that's only a Republican Party, it was several Democrats in Congress that have been privately and secretly pushing back against passing a war powers resolution to get to stop Trump from doing this. Guess who the biggest donors of those Democrats are? So there are several Democrats, including Josh Gottheimer, and I forget the other one, who have been pushing hard to prevent a vote on a war powers resolution that would prevent Trump from doing this. Who is their number one donor? Who is their number one donor of those Democrats? What do we think? Someone tell me. AIPAC, correct, public domain, A+. The Israelis. We have such bad bribery in this country that the Democrats are ridiculously bribed. They're not going to stop Trump. They love the war. If there's one thing that people agree, both parties agree with, it's war, 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 war. They're all bribed by Israel. They're all bribed by the military-industrial complex. All right. I told you guys I went on a date once with a guy who worked at Raytheon. Boy, was that a mistake. Okay. Let's see here. Levrons, I answered you. You care for a single group of people, but are blind to others. Levrons, don't you dare go after Bright Love, okay? You can yell at me all you want. You're not going to go after people in the community, all right, who are giving very good points to you. You're just blind to them, Levrons. You're also very naive. Your thought that every government is representative of their people is stupid, and I don't use that word lightly. That is a stupid thing to think, Levrons. If you think that every people have a government that represents their interest, you're full of shit, okay? That's not even true in America, which you claim is a democracy. It does not represent our interest. I just gave you an example of how the will of the American people is not being followed through in this case. Is it representing the will of the American people? What about in a situation where there's a dictator in charge of a country? Is that government representing the will of its people? Like, what are you saying, Levrons? You do not care. You do not care about people, all right? So don't you dare say that a Bright Love doesn't care about certain groups of people. I've seen a Bright Love in here defending the Palestinians, defending people that you don't think deserve to live because they're not as valuable as Israelis. So I don't need to hear this nonsense. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm moving on. Okay. Yeah, yep. Okay. Weird amorphous blob. Exactly. That's what he implied. They implied weird amorphous blob. They implied, oh, well, the people of Iran deserve to be killed by bombs because their government represents their will. Oh, really? Really? You think it's a tyrannical government, but that it represents their will? That is the dumbest thing I've ever seen heard of it in my goddamn life. And I used to teach goddamn high schoolers. Sometimes high schoolers can say some pretty dumb things, not because they're dumb, but because they don't have an education. All right. I know, weird amorphous blob. I don't understand it. All right. It is foolish. Okay, I'm calm. Okay. That's not an answer, Levrons. Whatever. You don't know what you're talking about. Here, let me bless you. In nomine Patris et Filii et Spiritus Sancti. Amen. Ave Maria, gratia plena nomius tecum, et benedictus tu in mulieribus, et benedictus fructus ventris tui, Iesu. Sancta Maria, gratia plena. There, I blessed you with the Holy Virgin Mary, since you're clearly a Catholic. I'm blessing you, and I'm praying that Jesus and Mary grant you forgiveness for how you speak about your fellow human beings. I doubt Jesus would be agreeing with you and how you think Jesus would never said that certain groups of people deserve to live more than others. Shame on you. Shame on you for having a papal sigil in your profile when you clearly have no idea about the beliefs of Jesus Christ, whom I'm sure you believe in, etc. I'm an atheist, but I feel like I know your beliefs better than you do, and you don't still know what you're talking about. Anyway, okay, moving on. Shame on you. You better beg forgiveness. Go find a priest. Okay. Anyway, guys, hello. All right. Bob said, I know, it's so stupid. I know. A lot of them don't, actually, because they do it through priests. Thank you, Body Swap. Do you guys want me here? You know what? Just for fun, you want to hear something else? My community members have heard this before. I can also speak some ancient Egyptian. You want to hear some ancient Egyptian? I'd much rather you guys hear ancient Egyptian. I feel dirty speaking Latin. Let's do some, yeah, that's true, Brightlove. Don't actually find a priest. I'm just joking, you know? I'm an atheist here. I'm just trying to speak in a language that is probably understood, all right? So, you know, here, let me speak some ancient Egyptian. Why not? Why not brag a little bit? Yeah. Aun au kumes ta amuk kamut matsuten ter mutef maatu apuat ku apuat smet apu mtu mter anuk aru. That's an ancient Egyptian prayer spoken in Coptic, which is the closest language to ancient Egyptian. I would much rather say an ancient Egyptian prayer than ever say a Latin prayer. Okay, just to be clear. So thank you. I think I've counteracted the Latin with the ancient Egyptian. Anyway, I am not Tiago. It's ancient Egyptian. Have fun with that. Yeah, I know. It's a very unique language. They have a lot of and things like that. All right. Moving on. Ich spreche Deutsch sehr gut, Tiago. Sprechen Sie Deutsch, Tiago? I just asked you in German, Tiago. I speak German. Do you speak German, Tiago? How dare you? Okay. Okay, I'll shut up. I'm sorry. I'll stop. I know I'm speaking tons. I'm sorry. I'll stop. Okay. So, okay, guys. I'm sorry. I'm losing my mind here. How's everyone doing out there? Tiago says, Sam, can we speak on tomorrow in Discord? Probably not, Tiago. I've streamed very long today. I've been streaming for a very long time today. I'll be very tired. I know. I'm going to lead you to Hominoptera, correct. Do Trump in German for a test, okay. All right. So, guys, hello, Sylvie. So glad you're here. Thank you. I just need to chat with you all for a little bit because I'm kind of losing my mind here. So what I'm going to do, guys, is, yeah, you know what, Cody, you should go to bed. Go to bed, Cody. How dare you? If no one has any other questions or anything, I think I am going to go to bed now, guys. I'm very tired. And a bummer. I look forward to your streams each day. Yeah. Sasha, really, thank you. That makes me happy to hear that. It really does. Most of the time, my community is just insulting me, so it's really nice when someone's nice to me. Thank you. Thank you, Sasha. Okay. All right. Okay. Ixten von Stügen, der du. Right. All right. Okay. So 5 minutes. Good night, Body Swap. Also, Sam, when are we going to get our new install? I don't know, Cody. So much is happening. Next week, probably, I guess. All right, you guys. Okay. So, good night, guys. You know though, Lois. So I am probably going to be awake still because I had so much coffee today. I'll probably be awake for a while. You know what, Doug? You're right. You told me I had big muscles today. Thank you for lying to me, Doug. I'm willing to accept. I'm willing to accept the lies you're sending me, Doug, as a compliment. All right. I'm willing to do that. Do you guys want to play a game or something before I go to bed? Do you want to play a quick food game? I kind of want to play a food game. Do you just want to really quickly play Identify the Food game just to help decompress? Not to try and hide the fact of what's going on, but just to try and decompress. I think I need to do it. We don't have to do it if you guys don't want to. We can just play one round of the food guesser game. If you guys want to. You want to lift the mood real fast? Okay, but thank you, Weirdomorphous Blob. All right. You guys want to do it? Let's just do it. Yeah, I'll just do it real fast. I need it. I need it. Let's do it real fast. We're just going to play one round of the food game. I know, Mayflower Kid. You should then practice, Mayflower Kid. So let's just play one round of it. You guys don't have to stay on. I'm doing it for mental health reasons. Okay? All right. So, here we go. It would be Food Guesser. Let's just play one round of this for the sake of good. We haven't played a really good game as a community for a while. What's the daily one? Okay. All right, guys, ready for this? Well, actually, I want to do the different one. Let's do a quick play. So, guys, this is how we do it. I know, Bright Love. I just want to say, yeah, I appreciate all the independent media too, Sylvie. They've done a great job out there. They're doing a good job. So, guys, what we do, guys, is here you predict a Chinese dish first, almost certainly. So, guys, this is how we do this. We've done this before in the community. On the screen will be an image of a dish. I will explain to you. We have next to the dish a list of the ingredients. It is our job to try and guess. I think we have five. We have five different. We have five guesses. We have to guess what country the dish is from. It'll tell us how close we are geographically when we guess. So it'll tell us if we're hot or cold. So this dish right here appearing on screen, it says that it is turnip, rice flour, water, dried shrimp, sausage, shiitake mushrooms, scallions, salt, white pepper, oyster sauce, soy sauce, sugar. What do we think, guys? Rock sugar, dried scallops. This is interesting. Is that edamame in the background? Dish is a savory steamed delicacy commonly enjoyed during breakfast and lunch. Where do we think? Japan or Korea? Norway, Fetty, you say Norway? Japan or Korea, we think? Turnip? I don't know who eats turnip. Turnip, rice flour, water, dried shrimp, sausage, shiitake. Shiitake, mushrooms, scallions, water. You say China? How about this? Let's make it easy. The first thing I saw, we'll start with China. You think China, guys? You think? Okay, fine, Loiso. You think that shiitake is Japanese generally. Let's try Japan. All right? We better get gastronomical genius or I'm going to lose my mind. I will snap on all of you. We are warm, but it is not Japan. Okay? It's warm. It's to the southwest of Japan. We can try China now. Let's try China because that's to the southwest of Japan somewhat. It was China. I should have gone with who said China first? SoCal was correct. Okay, SoCal was correct. Thank you, SoCal. SoCal, you get a boop. Boop. All right. Cody, you get a bromp. No, you get a bonk. You get a bonk, Cody. Bonk. You were wrong, Cody. Shame on you. All right. All right. Next one here. I'm too tired to be that mad, okay? This next one here, rice flour, coconut milk, water. I don't know what's jaggery. I don't even know what that is. Jaggery. Cumin seeds, uridal, ghee, banana leaves, coconut bits. I don't know, Loiso. I know I don't listen to you, Loiso. So what do we think, guys? This is rice flour, coconut milk, water, jaggery, cumin seeds, urod, dal. I don't know what half these words are. Okay, go to bed, Cody. All right. You think it could be India, TJ? I actually think it is probably India because some of these things in here like ghee and stuff. Is it? Let's try India. I'm gonna go off of Bright Love and off of someone else said it too, TJ. Let's try India. You think Sri Lanka, Cody? It was India. And once again, Cody gets a bonk. Bonk! Okay, I'm just bullying you, Cody, because I think it's funny. Anyone who has said something else is wrong, and shame on you. Public domain, you're wrong. Bonk, shame on you, public domain. Fetty Spaghetti Brazil, bonk, wrong, Fetty. Okay, I don't care, guys. You know I'm joking with you. I love you all very much. All right, let's go on to the next one. Okay. I just like yelling at people. This looks delicious. Buckwheat noodles. Mayflower. Buckwheat noodles. Beef or pork entrails. Okay. Dashi broth. This sounds Japanese. Dashi sounds Japanese. Soy sauce. This is Japanese. Okay, I don't even need to read anymore. There's mirin in it. There's mirin and shishimi togarashi, which is the most Japanese sounding thing I've ever heard in my life. This is Japan, and they love noodle shit. So I'm going to say Japan. And if I'm wrong, I'm going to take it out on Dolly Boy. Okay, good. It was right. Motsu soba. Motsu soba. Okay, so that was in fact Japanese. All right. Okay. I don't even know if Dolly Boy is still here, but whatever. It's fine. All right, moving on. Okay. Okay. By the way, we should just do this with pics of Fetty Spaghetti's food, because Fetty Spaghetti God's a good cook. Oh my God. This image. Oof. Oh my. It does something to me. Something about this image. Whew. Oh my. Whew. Something about it. Okay. Anyway, this is, it also could look like a giant turd. Anyway, this is ground lamb, ground beef, garlic, harissa, paprika, cumin, coriander, fennel seeds. Hello, Dolly Boy. Salt, black pepper, cayenne pepper, sumac, cinnamon, mint, parsley, or olive oil. All right. I know, guys. I know. Obviously, this is like, guys, looking at this picture is like a war, what is it called? A war shot test, where they show you an image of something. Okay. It's definitely a Rorschach test or whatever. Like, there's two things you could see, and you could definitely figure out if you're gay or not by, anyway. Okay. You say here, harissa is a North African thing. Is it? Okay. It could be something North African. Rorschach. Okay, you vote Egypt? Okay, we'll try Egypt here. Okay, we'll try Egypt. Ooh, good job. Okay, where it's not Egypt, but that was very close. It's to the southwest of Egypt / west of Egypt. Do we think, what? Libya? Think it's Libya? We could try Libya. Let's try Libya. Yep. Okay, Morocco, Libya, Algeria, Tunisia. Well done. Well done. Who was it that first said it? I think the first person was TJ. TJ gets a boop. Here you go, TJ. You get a boop. Boop. All right. Boop, boop, boop. You get multiple boops, TJ, for knowing about North Africa. I refuse to give anyone else a boop, except for, fine, I'll give Loiso a boop. Boop. You get a boop too, Loiso, okay? Because I love you, Loiso. All right. You said Poland. I know, Cody. Bonk. You get a bonk, Cody. I've been bonking you a lot today, Cody. That sounds dirty, but you know what I mean. Okay, you've been getting a lot of bonks today, Cody. All right. You're because Dolly Boy isn't talking much. I need someone to bonk. All right. This is cooked rice, kimchi juice, gochujang, soy sauce, sesame oil. I think this is Korea. Like, come on, right? Come on, this is Korea. Right, Korea. South Korea. Sorry, not North Korea. We'll say South Korea because the kimchi kind of gives that away. Yep, Korea. Final score. Well, that was quick. We did really well that time. Oh, guys, we did it. We got gastronomical genius. I'm very proud of all of you. Very proud of all of you for getting gastronomical genius. All right. You all have made me proud. You all have made me deeply, deeply proud. All right. Vindicated. Public domain, did you get that right? Public domain, you get a boop. Boop. Cody, you get a boop. Shockingly enough. Boop. Who else gets a boop? Meowsword gets a boop. Boop. A Bright Love gets a boop. Boop. SoCal gets a boop. Boop. Loiso gets... I don't want to give Loiso a boop. It feels dirty. I need to go wash myself. I'm just kidding, Loiso. I love you. Boop. Mayflower Kid gets what? Does Mayflower Kid get anything? Mayflower Kid, have you contributed at all to this? Have you contributed at all to this? Okay. All right. No, it doesn't, Lois. No, it doesn't. Okay. All right. Yeah, you're not a total loser, public domain, but almost. Almost. You know I love you, public domain. I'm sorry. I love you. Okay. You're welcome. Validation in the boop. You get a bonk, Mayflower Kid. Bonk. How dare you, Mayflower Kid? You didn't contribute at all. All right, guys. Face up. No, Dolly Boy never gets to boot me. Dolly Boy needs to stay in his doghouse, okay? Dolly Boy only, it isn't, I already fed Dolly Boy. Dolly Boy doesn't need to. Dolly Boy's fine, okay? Dolly Boy's fine. Well, yes, Tiago, I love you too. What do you mean? You didn't say Korea, Tiago. You said cat cores, which isn't a word. You said cat cores. What is that? Kores? That's not Korea. All right. I think the ambient is taking over you. Okay, body swap. I will, good boy, Dolly Boy. I will always give you a boop, body swap. Boop. All right. I know, Mayflower Kid, I know. All right. So, guys, you know what I'm about to say, don't you? The time has come. The time has come. First of all, free Palestine, please. They're human beings, by the way, for those out there who may not understand that. Levrons, absolutely. So, Levrons, thank you for asking. Thank you for coming in here and talking to us. I know I was yelled at you, Levrons. It's been a long day, Levrons. If you don't mind, Levrons, if you would like to talk more, because I'm about to get off. Are you still here, Levrons? Yeah. You say, hey, Casual Revolt, want to talk more? Sure, Levrons. How about this, Levrons? I'm going to post in, my, in the chat here, a link to our Discord server, right? A link to our Discord server. If you can join our Discord server, you can talk to me on there, Levrons, or you can come back to another stream. I'm okay with that too. All right. If you want to talk more about this. Normally, I'm much more respectful of Levrons, but again, it's been a long day, right? And would love to talk to you more about this. Okay. Here you go. I understand, Levrons. We disagree on that. But I understand, Levrons. All right. So here you go. Let me put my, let me paste this in the chat. There you go. Levrons, did you get the Discord? Did you get that link, Levrons? Just let me know, okay? Look at this. I accidentally removed my mic stand. Look at this. Look at this, guys. Look at this. It kind of fell off, and I'm just holding it here. All right. Just go ahead and join. And yes, Levrons, I understand. You're probably tired, so we can talk more later, okay? Okay. Yeah. Now, guys, admittedly, I want to put, thank you, Levrons. Guys, admittedly, Levrons was very respectful, okay? I know I yelled at Levrons, and there were some implications there, but, we gotta, it's a dark day, okay, in my opinion. All right. Thank you, Levrons, for that. Everyone, you know what I'm about to say. First of all, free Palestine. Free Palestine. Second of all, never stop resisting. The easiest way to resist is to think for yourselves. Is to, not blindly obey authority figures. The easiest way to resist is to not blindly obey authority figures. That includes in you watch me. I'm not perfect. I make mistakes. See what other people are saying. Don't get caught in an information silo, because the easiest way to resist is to not blindly obey authority figures. We're living in a fascist moment in this country. Fascism thrives in an environment where people have lost faith in their democratic institutions because it's no longer providing them the things they need. Okay, it's no longer providing them the things they need. To resist fascism, you cannot stand in the center. If you stand in the center, the fascists will walk all over you. Do not be a slug. Do not let the fascists walk all over you. Okay. All right. On the wall behind me, over my right shoulder, your guys' left view here, is Chainbreaker. It's a sword that has been passed down in my family since the Civil War. It is thought to have been responsible for the death of 7 slave owners. Why do I have it back there? I have it back there to remind everyone that our ancestors made some major sacrifices for some of the things we have today, some of the rights we have, some of the freedoms. We cannot let their sacrifice go to waste, folks. Please, please, please do not let their sacrifice go to waste. And always, 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 guys, fight for a better future. You all can do it. I know you can. Do it in any way you can. Okay? All right. And on that note, folks, you all have a good rest of your night, morning, wherever you may be in the world. Love you all very much. Bye-bye.